Hi, I'm Mandi Pryor, and thank you for watching Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Spotlight on Pittsburgh is a program about Pittsburgh's most fascinating people and what they do to make our city an amazing place to live and work. Today, we'll have on Shay Port of Financial Wellness with Shay Port, as well as Aviva Lubowsky of the Hebrew Free Loan Association. Thanks for watching Spotlight on Pittsburgh. All right. Hello and welcome back to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. We are here with Shay Port of Financial Wellness with Shay Port. She's located in Shadyside, and she's here to tell us a little bit about how to get financially well for 2021. How are you today, Shay?
I am doing fantastic. Thanks, Mandi.
Good. Well, I am inviting you on today because obviously finances with COVID going on and the new year coming up is a hot topic. So I was hoping you can tell us a little bit more maybe about, what a financial coach. I know we all know financial advisors. What exactly is a financial coach?
Well, thanks for asking. This is a very important distinction, and I would like people to get the difference. So, what a financial coach does is work with helping people with their day-to-day financial management, which could be budgeting, getting out of debt, improving your credit scores, saving up for something that's important to you, like a house or a car. And also, most importantly, maybe changing financial habits that aren't helping you or are actually blocking you from achieving your most important financial goals. While a financial advisor is more about a long-term financial planning, which would include investing or retirement planning. So I'm more on the day-to-day. Let's help you just get your money together and start managing it well.
I'm not sure what you're talking about in financial bad habits. I've never, ever done anything that was after we were like, I really need money. Oh, but I really need this jacket and this whatever, the subscription. Oh, it's always the subscriptions that get you. So, speaking of people with some bad habits, you specialize particularly, I mean, you go across the spectrum, but tell me a little bit more about what you do with people who are your private clients who are more than $25,000 in debt.
Okay. So, yes, I do work with people across the spectrum, meaning whatever areas you are struggling with and whatever areas you really want to be working on as far as getting your finances together. But right now, I really am specializing in people who have more than $25,000 of debt. And I want to stress that what I work on with this group is how to get out of debt without ruining your credit scores, without needing to file for bankruptcy, without needing to do debt consolidation, meaning I'm going to help you create an actual plan for how to manage your money in such a way that you're able just to get out of debt without changing a single thing, and also pretty much with keeping the same lifestyle that you've been living in. And I think that's a lot of the fears that people have is, oh my God, if I have to pay off all this debt, I'm not going to be able to do anything. That's absolutely not the case. And I'm going to show people that you can do it without feeling deprived and without living paycheck to paycheck. It's really possible. And that's where I'm focusing right now, because I really want people to you can get out of debt without, destroying everything that you're doing right now in your life.
Well, and it is true that, bankruptcy, everybody's before it was kind of like spotted out there. Now it's becoming, people are in financial trouble, not just because of, bad financial habits, but because of the financial climate that's taking place right now. So that's great that you're out there helping these people figure out the day to day. I think, you're coming out of college and high school and those really aren't taught. It's kind of like a sink or swim kind of deal. So that's why you're here. We need a coach, just like in high school, cheering us on, letting us know what we're doing wrong so we can get on the right path, correct?
Right, Mandi, you got it.
And so what can you tell me about how I can be, and everybody else listening, instantly good with money? Because that would be incredible right there.
So this is an interesting concept. There are so many people who I have clients who come to me and the first thing they say is, Shay, I'm bad with money. And I say, okay, what do you mean by bad with money? And they say, well, I always overdraw my bank account. I never know where my money's going. I haven't saved anything, even though I make a decent living. And I have a lot of credit card debt that I can't seem to pay off. I say, okay. So then I ask, well, do you have a budget? And they say, no. And I say, okay, well, when was the last time you looked at your spending? And they go, I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I say, okay, so I'm getting kind of a picture here. And at the end of our conversation, I'm realizing that really what they mean by bad with money is that they don't have any processes in place. They have no systems. They're basically winging it. And then they're expecting to know what they have in their checking account. I personally look at my checking account about 3 times a week. And I don't know how often you look at yours, Mandi, but I just want to say to, the audience, whoever is watching this, ask yourself, what systems do you have in place? And I guarantee you, if you track your spending for even 1 month, that means write down everything that you spend your money on and actually look at it, and also make a commitment to looking at your bank account at least 3 times a week to see how the money's flowing out. You're going to become instantly good with money because now you're paying attention to it. That's what that really means. It just means you're not paying attention to it. It's not a priority. So I want to tell everybody, I want to tell you who's watching this, if you want to be instantly good, just focus on it. Make it your priority and you will become very good with your money.
I feel like she was speaking directly to me. I mean, I know that beverages, probably gas station stops, they're probably the ones that get past you. You're like, I definitely need the $6 coffee. Sure, every other day while it's hot in the sun. It's the little things that add up. It's not necessary. I mean, some people are like big box purchasers, but I'm more of a trickle out. And then I go, where'd my money go for this month? So that's great you brought that up. I mean, we're not alone. Everybody's a little bit different, but checking your bank account is huge. I've learned that the hard way. You got to check your bank account all the time to make sure everything's in place and that you're not paying for things that you shouldn't, which a lot of people do as well.
That is an
Um,
excellent point, by the way.
yeah, I
There's
mean,
annual fees that come through.
they sneak up on you, and then Amazon and just raise their prices. You don't even see it coming. So before we go, I'm going to have you talk a little bit about the Hebrew Free Loan Association, but quickly, can you go through the 5 pillars of good financial management?
Yes, I can. Okay, so the 5 pillars of good financial management are income. That means how much are you earning? Are you earning your worth? And are you maximizing your income? Meaning, are you investing some of that money to make sure it works for you later? That's the first pillar. The second pillar is savings. What are you putting away every week? Do you have a savings plan, and is it auto set up so that just an amount goes directly from your checking into your savings every month, which makes savings a breeze? What you don't see, you don't miss. It's really true. The third is credit. And the third, that is, how good is your credit? Are you paying your bills on time? Do you have too high balances on your credit cards? Are you carrying a balance? So you want to make sure that your credit is golden, because seriously, it's worth money to have really good credit. The fourth pillar is debt. And this is something that we all probably need to focus on, is how much debt are we creating? How much debt are we carrying? Are we living on debt? And with great debt management, meaning no debt, because that's how I advise people to live, just a debt-free life. Nobody needs to carry debt. You're always going to be in good shape. And the fifth pillar is budgeting. This is the most important pillar of all. If you're not budgeting, and I don't mean in your head, I mean on paper, write it down, write your income down, write your expenses down, look at what you have left. If the number's negative, well, that means you got to go back and pull out some of your expenses to make that a positive number. Budgeting is the most crucial piece of good financial management. And those are the 5 pillars.
And I know that you can help directly with helping people budget. So they don't have to, if they haven't done it before, don't be embarrassed. This is what she does. So reach out and get coaching and learn how to put your budget down on paper and how you can, balance it so that you're making money and not losing money. And I wanted to touch base a little bit about the Hebrew Free Loan Association. We have Aviva Lubowsky that you work with over there, and she'll be talking a little bit more, but tell us what you do with them and how you can help with the Hebrew Free Loan Association.
Absolutely. So in addition to my work with private clients, I also am the financial coach for the Hebrew Free Loan Association. And Aviva will talk more about it, but just very briefly, it provides interest-free loans to people for almost everything but paying regular bills. So that's the purpose of the interest-free loan, but they are now offering this great service, which to have free sessions with me if you're in the Pittsburgh area. So this offer is specifically for people in certain counties in Pittsburgh, and Aviva will talk more about that. You can have up to 2 sessions with me, and we can really get into, all the things that I talked about and work on some of your habits, work on some planning, some budgeting. I do have what I think is the easiest budgeting method ever and how to follow it. And I'll teach you that. So yes, this is a great resource. So I really want you to hear this. If you really feel that you're struggling and you live in the Pittsburgh area, reach out to the Hebrew Free Loan and set up a free appointment with me. You have nothing to lose.
Well, thank you so much, Shay, for coming on today. We'll be sharing your information out there so everybody can get in touch with you, get their coaching together, get ready for 2021, maybe before 2021, or at least at the start of it. So thank you again for joining us. And hopefully everybody in the Pittsburgh region will be reaching out to you for financial coaching.
Thank you so much for having me on, Mandi. It was a pleasure letting people know about what's available.
Thank you, Shay. And thank you so much to Shay Port for sharing all of that information. When we post this link out on our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn pages, you will be able to find out how you can contact Shay, as well as get information on how you can put your best finance forward in 2021. Up next, we're going to have Aviva Lubowsky of the Hebrew Free Loan Association on Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Hi, I'm Mandi Pryor, and thank you so much for coming back to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. We are here with Aviva Lubowsky of the Hebrew Free Loan Association. Hi, Aviva, how are you?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. So what can you tell me? I don't think everybody out there has heard of this. So can you fill us in and let us know a little bit about what the Hebrew Free Loan Association is?
Yes, I call the Hebrew Free Loan Association the best kept secret in Pittsburgh. So Hebrew Free Loan is a nonprofit organization. We're based in the city of Pittsburgh, and we serve everyone in the 6-county area on a non-sectarian basis. And we make interest-free loans. So we really want to support people having the opportunities and the capital they need to afford all of the expensive things that come up in life. And I think everybody sometimes has things that they need to pay for that are a little outside their budget, and they can afford them if they could just pay for them in little increments. And so that's what Hebrew Free Loan helps to facilitate, is making interest-free loans available so that people can afford to pay for those expensive things that come up in life in smaller chunks.
And so can you name a couple of these like expensive things that may come up that you are able to help with?
Yeah, so there are some things that come up that are frustrating for all of us. Things like when your car needs an expensive repair, or your car just completely peters out and you need to buy a new vehicle. Things in your home like a roof leak or your furnace breaks during a cold snap. Certainly, you know, sometimes people could be surprised by a tax bill or legal fees that happen during life transitions. And then there are also good things that cost a lot of money, like weddings or a kid going to college. But oftentimes, you know, just in living life and certainly going through life transitions, there can be a lot of expenses. So we make loans for anything that is not related to a monthly bill. So for folks who are having trouble affording their rent or mortgage or utilities, if someone's monthly bills are already kind of a challenge, taking a loan and adding a loan payment is usually not helpful. But for the large expenses that come up that maybe you just weren't able to save for, or that were unexpected, that's what we make loans for.
That's great. And so who does the Hebrew Free Loan Association serve? I mean, what areas are you able to help with?
So we serve the 6-county area, Allegheny and all of its neighboring counties. So Allegheny, Armstrong, Beaver, Butler, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. And we're non-sectarian, so anyone can apply. The only restrictions or requirements for applicants are that they live in the 6-county area and have a source of income. And a fixed income like Social Security is just fine. We just require an income because if you're taking a loan, you have to show that you have money coming in so that you can pay a loan back.
And you have different kinds of loans that are available for different kinds of people then?
So all of the loans are interest-free. Currently, our maximum loan is $8,000. And again, it can be for any large expense. So we don't have different loan programs. It's just interest-free loans. We don't take collateral. The interest rate is 0%. There's no application fee. We're a nonprofit, so we're not looking to make any money off of this. We just want to help people get the money they need when they need it.
Well, and things do come up that are unexpected and you do need help with it. So it's great that you're out there and you're a resource. Is it new to the Pittsburgh region?
So I do say that we're the best kept secret. So a lot of people don't know about Hebrew Free Loan, but we are not new at all. We actually have been in business in the Pittsburgh area for more than 130 years. And this is a model of kind of being a helping aspect of the community that was brought over by the immigrants in the late 1800s from Eastern Europe. And they have cropped up all over the United States, again, as immigrants came over and everybody was poor and everyone needed financial assistance. So oftentimes in the small Eastern European villages, there was a bank, but they didn't have government resources. So they had this loan society that would help for large expenses when people had them. So as the immigrants came to the United States, they would set up these same loan societies to aid people when they had large expenses. So now there are 40 Hebrew or Jewish free loans all across the United States, but Pittsburgh's was the first, founded in 1887.
I just love whenever we come to Pittsburgh and saying that it's the first of the first and we started it here. There's so many great things that have been started in the Pittsburgh area. Yeah. And how are you helping give resources out during COVID, which is obviously, I'm sure there are more loans that are needed now than there were before.
Yeah. So as I had mentioned before, we typically don't make loans for monthly living expenses because, again, adding a loan payment, if someone's already struggling month to month, is not that helpful. But obviously, these times are extraordinary and people are facing financial difficulty who never did before because everything has been upended with the economy. And so we have a special COVID bridge loan program. And the idea is that it's a bridge loan to help someone get from this time of upheaval into hopefully a more solid footing financially in the future. So we have these COVID bridge loans available. They are very similar to our other loans. It's 0% interest, so they're also interest-free loans, and they can be used for anything that someone might need, even if it's rent, utilities, food bill, I know I have kids, and having them at home and feeding them has definitely increased our food bill. So it's a really unusual, unique, and challenging moment right now financially for so many people through no fault of anyone's own. So we are making, if your income has been impacted at all from COVID, you can apply to Hebrew Free Loan for an interest-free loan for any amount of money up to $8,000 that you might need.
Well, that's great. And I know there's been a lot of government resources that are out there in loans, but they're not all available at this point. So it's nice to have a second resource, as families struggle and as things obviously take changes here in the environment in Pittsburgh. So what else can you tell me? Is there anything else that we haven't touched base on about the Hebrew Free Loan Association that you'd like to share?
So, one of the things that's great about Hebrew Free Loan is that we can provide capital in the moment that it's needed. But oftentimes someone is having kind of a more big picture challenge, or just having a difficult time saving for things that might come up that are unexpected. So we also offer a free financial coach who was on your program just before me. Shay Port is our financial coach, and we received a grant for her services so that people, could not only address kind of their need in the moment, but also some of the larger, their bigger financial picture. So whether it's improving your credit score, or figuring out how to save for retirement, or save for a car, or buy a home, we really wanted to allow people not only to address, the tuition bill, or the needing to replace their windows, or the large credit card consolidation they're looking at, but also, once they got the loan from us, how do they move ahead and make sure that they're well positioned in the future? So right on the Hebrew Free Loans website, you can apply for the loan, and you can also schedule a free appointment with a financial coach. And Shay, I'll toot her horn for a minute. Shay is really wonderful. I mean, not only is she a CPA and she has the background in terms of her knowledge, but she has so much experience working with people at all different levels of income. She's worked with people who are, coming off of government assistance and have very little income, to people with six-figure incomes. And her breadth of experience is wonderful. So we're really proud to be able to offer her services for free to the community, so that they can really make sure that they're positioned well moving ahead. And right now, especially, is a really important time when people's finances may be changing or different than they're used to understand where they are and what they can do to, again, position themselves well for the future.
Great. And we love Shay. I mean, as a coach, you need that. We keep saying that this is temporary, but it's starting to be, maybe this is what's going on and what will continue to go on. So I think having that foundation of a coach and learning the great habits in this new environment are going to be a big toward leading to success.
Yeah, unfortunately, we know that the economic impact of the pandemic is going to last longer than the public health impact. And so it's a really sad reality, but we don't have to bury our heads in the sand and try to ignore it. There are tools that we can use, and people who have expertise that can help all of us navigate through it.
Great. And I know the Hebrew Free Loan Association is helping so much. So thank you, Aviva, for letting us know more about this. Obviously, we'll be sharing information on how people can apply for the loan, as well as get information about Shay Port and her financial coaching and how that can help as well. So wonderful. I think the two of you are a great team in helping people get through COVID and their finances and be successful going forward.
Thanks so much, Mandi.
You are welcome. Thanks. And we'll be back in a moment. And thank you so much to Shay Port of Financial Wellness with Shay Port, as well as Aviva Lubowsky of the Hebrew Free Loan Association, for joining me on this episode of Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Don't forget, you can follow us online at Spotlight on Pittsburgh on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Vimeo, as well as YouTube. So don't forget to give us a like, keep watching our episodes, and watch next time as we shine the spotlight on two new guests. Mandi Pryor with Spotlight on Pittsburgh.